And screaming, he raced over and broke down the...
He broke down that intact door. This door that he broke down is completely intact. I see no hole in it. I see wood here. What are these, glass here? This is the door he kicked in when she probably could have just gone through the window anyway, if it was true. This wasn't a total hoax. But hey, let's continue. I found this guy is a complete liar. He lies continually. His story changes so much that the only thing I can figure is that the government has paid this guy off to be a complete moron, and just to throw it in your faces that, hey, we are fooling you and you're going to buy it and you're not going to question it, and we're going to make this guy a hero, you know? It's just so stupid. So let's continue here. Like I said, it's so incredulous that people are buying into this. It's an assault on my intelligence.
Door to his neighbor, Ariel Castro's home. The rest is...
Look at the cops thing. This door is completely intact. These windows are right here. You know, they don't appear to be fortified glass. You know, why couldn't she just open the window and leave? I don't know. But, you know, hey, they had to make up this drama for everybody to buy into and believe in, you know, while your attention's focused on this. The Benghazi hearings are going on, which exposes massive government corruption to the highest degree, all the way up to the top, where the top people in our government ordered a stand down in Benghazi to allow the murder of our guys there. So, but I mean, I feel that they were passing arms to the rebels in Syria anyway. So, you know, I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
They say, is history. Even the Cleveland police chief weighed in.
Mr. Ramsey does deserve a lot of credit, and he is the true key to this case.
As did the...
Mr. Ramsey was the true key to this case? All right, buddy. Oh, and this is an interesting photo. This was taken at first, I believe, the day after these girls were supposedly found, and they had time to go and print these large banners and do all this to the home. Yeah, which is another ridiculous thing. And her family is acting completely strange and just off the wall loony.
Mother of one of the rescued girls.
It was awesome what he did, because he could have turned his back and he chose not to. He chose to help her.
And they're not the only ones.
Where did she go?
Yeah, I'm looking at her. She right now. She calling y'all. She on another phone.
When he placed that 911 call saying the police needed to come help a woman who said she was Amanda Berry, he gave his cell phone number. It hasn't stopped ringing since.
There are numbers in this phone that start off with 945650000 hyphen something 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 hyphen. So I'm just guessing that's Denmark. I ain't got no friends with no numbers with hyphens. I don't even have friends that could spell the word hyphen.
Message after message from around the world, praising him as a hero. So like at 4 o'clock.
This is exactly why I'm making this video. Look at the absurdity of this, you know?
Like 10, 15 calls. You're a hero, man. Greetings from Malaysia. What does that feel like, Charles?
That feels like Boost Mobile is going to charge me more than $50 a month. Now, that's what it feels like. It feels like that I done messed up that unlimited plan dramatically.
A lot of people are calling you a hero. Is that how you see yourself?
Of course not, sugar. I'm a dude that did what he had to do. You put any label you want on that.
There's a reward, $25,000 for Amanda Berry's safe return.
All you have to do is make that check out to Amanda Berry.
Yeah, right. This guy's eating McDonald's and worrying about money and now he's just saying, hey, make it out to her. He's already being paid by the government to do what he's doing here, this spectacle, tell all these lies. And as you watch the video, you'll see how many lies this guy has told since the beginning of this. It's just ridiculous. It's beyond reason.
What else you got? Any other reward? You make them out to Gina de Jesus. What else you got? You go get that to Michelle. What else you got?
So you don't feel you're not going to collect any money for this?
If I could do this all over again, you'd come out with the same happy ending. Keep your money.
There has been a dissenting voice raised over the past 24 hours. Angel Cordero, who also lives on the street, says it was he, not Ramsey.
Again, another look at the door that doesn't appear to be damaged.
Who broke down the door.
Broke down the door. Looks broke down to me. He said there was a hole in the bottom of the door where he could see her or something, and the hand could fit through, and he opened that up so she could crawl through this area here. Give me a fucking break.
Ramsey arrived after she was outside with the girl. But the truth, who arrived here, who crossed the street, who broke the door, it was me.
Ramsey says Cordero's version is not true. He says Cordero was the first to run over to Ariel Castro's house, but then he ran away.
Yeah, he ran away. You know, because he knew it was a hoax. It was a setup.
In this exchange, he refers to Cordero as the Dominican.
And when I saw that girl, I don't recognize her. I saw a white girl.
So you saw a white girl through a 5-inch hole in the door. When are you going to stop lying, Charles, if that's even your name? Oh my God, this is crazy.
The problem. Keep in mind the Dominican, as I'm saying this, what's your problem? Runs back over there behind me. I look across the street and say, she needs to get out of here. He says, I'm not getting involved in that. I did what I had to do, and she got out of there.
Ramsey.
It's interesting, though, that she did end up calling from the Caldera's 911 phone, supposedly, if you believe the hoax.
He is the first to say he has not lived a perfect life. You have been in jail.
You got that right, Sheriff.
Yep, he's a wife beater and who knows what else.
So there was a domestic violence.
Who, with my wife? Oh, yeah.
What happened?
I was a piece of and she deserved better.
You've kept yourself out of trouble since 2003, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
2003 keeps popping up. Elizabeth Smart was found in 2003. This guy was convicted in 2003. There's a lot of coincidences that are popping up here.
No more stupidity. Because that's all it boils down to. If you're doing something and you get caught, whatever you're doing, it only means one thing. You're a failure. And then you reach that age, and it's like, am I going to be a total schmuck the rest of my life? Or are we going to stop being a schmuck?
Well, on Monday.
Yeah, let's look at the door again. And these 3 girls that were supposedly held in there. You know, the recent pictures show them to have absolutely no lack of sunlight or food, no signs of abuse whatsoever. This one here supposedly disappeared. Nobody knows where she is. The other 2 evidently aren't giving interviews. I think this one was rushed inside by her mother, completely covered, so who knows if it's even her. There were no photos or videos of even any of these, including this, the little girl, the 6-year-old leaving the house, or pictures of it or anything. So anyway, let's continue.
You showed the world you weren't a schmuck.
Don't know about next Monday. Can't promise you nothing.
For Nightline, I'm Cynthia McFadden in New York.
All right, let's switch gears to another interview by this lying hoax idiot. this is a bad one. Let's go to this one. Oh, sorry about this, guys.
Why are twice as many people...
Hate these ads.
Yeah, this is Charles Ramsey, correct?
Yes, sir.
You live next door to the home.
Yes, sir.
I talked to you earlier. Can you tell our viewers again what happened?
First off, he said that he lived down the street. Now he's saying he lives next door.
Went to McDonald's. Came home. I meet him at McDonald's.
Okay.
I got.
He went to McDonald's. Now he's saying he was eating at McDonald's. Now listen.
The day off from work, so naturally you're doing nothing. And I hear this girl screaming.
You heard this girl screaming, I guess, from McDonald's, right? Okay.
And she going nuts. So I come outside, and I know there's nobody that's supposed to be screaming next door to my house because there's no girl that lives in that house. So that's a dead giveaway to something wrong.
All right, nobody that's supposed to be screaming? Well, is anybody supposed to be screaming? I don't think so. Somebody's screaming means something's wrong, right, you jackass?
When I came to the front door and looked at her, she said my name.
Came to the front door and looked at her. How the hell did he look at her through the front door? I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Is Amanda Beard, please get me out this house. So I'm thinking, whatever. So I helped her get out the house. I ain't thinking that
So whatever.
You really that girl that's missing.
So he just said, oh, you're not really that girl that's missing. Remember that. It's going to come in handy in a few minutes.
You've been gone for so long, you think you lying. And she called the police, and they came, and they took a fingerprint sample of her, blood sample, and it came back, it was her. And then she said it was 2 more.
Wow, so they took her fingerprints and her blood, and in a miraculous amount of time, the cops must have been racing at light speed to do this while she was standing there. And then they came back, and then she told them that there were 2 more people in the house. What is wrong with this story?
Girls up in the house. Now, I don't know this. I just helped her move out.
You're correct. There was Gina DeJesus was the other
Yeah.
one, and then a woman named Michelle Knight. So you've been living next door to that house? Had you known there were any people?
No, because I'd have pulled this heroic stuff last year.
Okay.
With my goons.
Thank you for restraining yourself. But so you realize who it was, though. Once she said her name, you recognized the name.
Yeah.
Okay, keep that in mind. He immediately told this guy he recognized her immediately.
Then I walked down the street and I told my neighbor, Anthony, and I said, Anthony, me and Anthony talked about this last year, but he told me I was paranoid because I just moved on the street, and I told him something wrong with that house. He told me just leave it alone, Chuck, and you see what happened.
Another lie. He claimed several times that he had no idea anything was going on in that house.
Do you know the person that lived there?
Yeah, we all know him. He a good
Don't say his
dude.
name.
No.
But do you know him?
Yeah.
But you thought he lived there by himself?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. To hear some noises come next door don't make no sense.
All right. Also, he's claiming that he lived there by himself.
Because I know you lived there by yourself.
And police took him into custody?
They say this is what I heard. They caught him at McDonald's. Because what I did was gave him.
Our Peggy Sinkovich said the same
I
thing.
gave them the description of the car that he was in.
Okay.
And I guess he drives a blue Mazda Miata. They made that many of them.
Okay, I think our Peggy Sinkovich just confirmed that as well earlier. Okay,
Kevin,
Bill,
can you hear me?
All right, enough of this bullshit. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next lying interview from this unbelievable guy. I'm gonna go to the CNN one.
Anderson Cooper, 360
Good old
weeknights at 8 and 10 on
truthful
CNN.
Anderson Cooper.
So you moved in about a year ago.
Yeah.
You'd seen Ariel Castro around, right?
When I moved there, only because he was my neighbor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What was he like?
Cool. He wasn't no freak of nature. He was like me and you, because he talked about the same thing you talk about.
Right.
He talked about you, you know what I mean? You know, regular stuff, bro.
So yesterday, what happened?
Yeah, you gonna love this. I'm gonna tell it all. Around 3 o'clock, I was on my porch, and the mailman put his mail in my mail. So I looked at it and was like, I gotta give Ariel his mail when he come home. A couple minutes later, he pulled up. He checked the mailbox, grabbed his mail. Before he went in the house, I said, Ariel, here go your mail. And we just had the same conversation when I handed him the mail. He said, they can't get it right. I said, nope, damn postal service. That's it. He left. I jumped on my bike, went to McDonald's, came back home.
All right, so he already just said he gave Ariel the mail before he left for McDonald's. This is the first time he said this, so just wanted to point that out.
I'm in my house, but I'm in the living room, and I'm right by the front door because I'm looking out the front door. And
okay, he's said he's on the porch eating burgers before. He said he was at McDonald's eating burgers before. Now he's in his living room by his front door eating McDonald's.
Man, this girl screamed like a car had hit a kid, which made me, you stop eating. What the hell was that? That. So when I got up, I saw my neighbor across the street. He run across the street, and I'm like, I'm thinking, where are you going? Because ain't nobody next door, because I just saw Ariel leave. And I know ain't nobody over there. I heard that girl scream and saw him run across the street. And I went outside and wondered what he was doing. And Amanda say, I'm stuck in here, help get me out. So he either don't know English that well or panic. But he just looked at me and was like, he's a girl. And that's all he did. So here I come with my, half-eaten Big Mac. And I look and I say, well, what's up? And she's like, I've been trapped in here and he won't let me out. It's me and my baby. I say, well, you ain't gotta talk no more, come on. And I'm trying to get the door open and can't, because he didn't torture chambered it some kind of way and locked it up, right? So I did what I had to do and kicked the bottom of the door, and she crawled up.
All right, keep in mind what he said. He kicked the bottom of the door. Remember the last video I showed you where the door was completely intact? It was just the flimsy little screen door that had damage on the bottom. So this guy's lying again.
Out of it. She grabbed her baby.
She grabbed her 6-year-old baby and pulled her through the door? Okay.
It threw me off. All right, so fine. I got some girl and her kid.
And what did she look like? I mean, what was she wearing?
Jumpsuit. She had a white tank top on, rings on, mascara. She was well groomed. She didn't look like she was kidnapped. That's what I'm saying. That's what threw me.
She didn't look like she was kidnapped. That's what threw him. And he never said that she ran into his arms, Come on.
When she was like, I'm in here trapped. And I'm like, well, you don't look like kidnapped, so maybe you got a boyfriend problem. But I'm thinking, I know who lives here. And
Of course she doesn't look like she's kidnapped, because they weren't kidnapped. This is a hoax, people. Wake up.
50-something. You can't be the boyfriend problem. He can't be him. Maybe you're dating his son.
And you'd never seen her before?
Bro.
In the year that you'd been there?
Bro, man, listen, never. That woman didn't come out the house. The only kids that came out the house were 2 little girls. They played in the backyard. He had 2 dogs. Where I live, naturally, it's next door. My bedroom was upstairs, so when I just hear kids playing, I know it's them. They do the same thing, play in the backyard for a couple hours, go back in the house. Same thing every day.
Same thing every day, except for this is the first time that you mentioned 2 little girls playing in the backyard. The last interview, you said that he was out there by himself. Another lie.
The neighborhood knows them as his grandchildren. So it's no big deal. He got his grandkids over all the time. I thought.
Amanda Berry then, asked to call 911?
Mm-hmm. And I took her to my house. Now, I'm nervous as hell, so I'm fumbling with my phone. So I finally get it right. She can't wait, and I don't blame her. So what I do is tell her, go across the street and use their phone.
Yeah, you can't get it right. You're so nervous. It's really hard to dial 911, dude. Wow. But she was able to do it pretty easily, evidently. Probably pre-recorded. Come on, dude. This is getting ridiculous.
Now, we both calling 911. Now, she get through, and I get through. She deal with a moron. Me too.
You said there were, what do you mean a moron?
Idiot.
I heard the 911 call for her.
Imbecile.
And the woman kept
Why
being
do you
like,
have that damn job?
the woman was like, oh, hang up and wait.
He knows way too much. So he knew from across the street when she was in somebody else's house that they both got through at the same time. Okay.
For the police.
Really? How about stay on and I'll talk to me until they get there?
Right. So you called 911. How
Sure
quickly
did.
did police get there?
You know why they got there so fast? Because I said moron. Because I said, hey, Amanda Berry is right in front of me right now. He like, what she got on? And I told him the white tank top, blue sweatpants, nice tennis shoes, nice, pony.
Yeah, they got there so fast because they were waiting around the corner for all this shit to go down.
Detail. What else? Oh, right. She panicking, idiot. Put yourself in her shoes. I just said it. Amanda Berry, that don't ring no damn bells, you being a cop and all.
But when you first saw her and she said the name Amanda Berry.
He just really slipped up. He was obviously saying he was talking to a cop. 911 operators are not cops. Even this moron knows that.
It
didn't know. Because I forgot. Bro, this is Cleveland. Since they haven't found that girl,
right.
And I guess stopped looking for that girl, we figured that girl met her demise.
Right.
All right, remember that because he just claimed that he immediately recognized her again, by her telling him the name. But he lived in a totally different area and from where she supposedly got kidnapped from. So anyway, let's continue.
So Barry didn't register with me until I was on the phone like, wait a minute, I thought this girl was dead.
All right, another lie. He said in the previous interview that it registered with him when he broke her out of the house. And he thought she was lying or something. Now it didn't register until he was on the phone with 911. Come on.
What does it feel like to have been living next to this for a year?
See, that's why now I'm having trouble sleep. See, up until...
Yeah, I bet you're having trouble sleeping. Huh. Probably up on all kinds of drugs from all the money the government paid you. Come on, dude.
Yesterday, the only thing that kept me from losing sleep was the lack of money.
The lack of money. And he just told them to give $25,000 to the Amanda girl. Right. It's because he's already been paid by the government. To say, give the money to the girl.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now that that's going on, and I could have done this last year, not this hero stuff, just do the right thing.
Do you feel like a hero?
No.
A lot of people
No, bro. I'm a Christian. It's that you got to put that being a coward, and I don't want to get nobody's business. You got to put that away from me. On this planet.
Has the FBI said anything about a reward or anything? Because there was a reward for finding her and stuff.
I tell you what you do, give it to them.
Yeah, give it to them.
Because if folks been following this case since last night, and you've been following me since the last night, you know paychecks. What that address say? That sad?
I don't have my glasses. I'm blind.
2203 Seymour. Where were some girls living? Right next door to this paycheck. And she was crying. And I'm looking at her right now. I'm like, well, your mama trying to help you, girl. Shut up. I don't know, right? And she said, I want my daddy. And I said, well, who's her daddy? She said, Ariel.
She said that?
Yeah. I said, well, how's that possible? Because you wouldn't, if you got kidnapped. Oh, he was having sex with you? Oh, Jesus Christ. That little girl is his.
Of course it doesn't make sense. Ariel wants her daddy, her real daddy, Ariel. Her mother is not even her mother. I mean, none of this shit's adding up. Come on.
Now we want to hurt you.
You felt that?
Bro, this would be a different interview. I told you that. If we had known that, man, I'd be facing triple life.
Wow.
Now listen
I'm glad it turned out this way.
I'm guessing I'm going to have to continue this in the next one.
Cleveland 911 police, ambulance to fire. Yeah, hey, bro, I'm at 2207 Seymour, West 20.